Only 2 matches left, and history will be made. For one, he spent 34 months consecutively at world number 1. It is the dragon, the captain, the dictator, Ma Long. The Swede who has been in the lead. He has been undefeated. It is world rank number 16, Mattias FALCK. Passing of her mother, Julia is his wife. He took her last name. Life is very precious, so our hearts, our condolences go out. 2017, in one of the most epic matches in table tennis history, Ma Long, about 2 months ago, there were questions, would he be recovered in time? Would he even be able to play? And here he is in the final. Some of the most sharp form I've seen from Ma Long. He had that slight slip and scare. A look at who he's beaten: U.S.'s Kunik Ja, Vladi Samsonov, Hugo Calderano, the thrill from Brazil, Linga. Last year, he played very well, but in 2017, it showed round of 32. Look at how he got here, beating Robbie Gardos, one of the greats. Yes, there is. So let's see if he can pull out the best performance of his life here today. Best of 7, love all. Had the opening, earned a good opportunity.
Forehand reverse rubber on his backhand. So basically, when he hits with his forehand, it comes through very flat. When he hits with his Kuala Lumpur in the World Team Event Championships, the stats don't look good for Mattias, but...
I'm just imagining what it would be like. Mattias FALCK would be able to pull this off. The energy in the world, I think global warming might burn. There it is, finds the middle, gets Ma Long jumping. Now it's interesting, we talk about the short pips on the forehand. That is the most unique part of Mattias FALCK's shot, with a lot of spin, something he can open with.
See there, Ma Long lifting. Milan Orlowski, European champion, played with pimples on the backhand. But there's nobody at the moment.
Cover the wide wings, and he gets a lot of racket speed when he has time to open up. Ma Long's take some risks and hope that you make a high percentage. More positive play here, but Ma Long's
thing he said to me is you've got to hit the ball at the top of the bounce and hit through with the pimples. But what Ma Long's doing here is top spinning very low over the net. So the ball's not bouncing up.
He's in his 60s and get beaten. Serve just a little loose. Ma Long has laser-like focus for detecting a ball that he can attack even while it's over the table. Oh, it's inside. Just always so uncomfortable to play Koki Niwa, despite having quite a dominant record against him. There we go, surprise flick.
Through it, very flat the ball.
Unbelievable. To the short side of the table, he doesn't leave too early, but when he leaves, he is gone, and there's no sign of his feet on the floor from before. Look how fast he turns. He even showed a push to begin with. Up by 3 on the receive. So calm. 4 points in the lead, Ma Long on the serve. Comfortable covering the middle. Ma Long anticipates just a little. Oh, the big counter.
Shoes, and what would I say? I mean, it's really tough. You're up against the best player in the world, probably the best player over the last 50 years. That's a bit of a debate for later, but he's got to try and get the pimples in, the smash, take the ball at the top of the bounce, put him under pressure, be positive with the reverse side.
That he plays every point, taking the chances, knowing he has the chance, and he's trying. Tries to go inside out with the flick. Just missing, still almost doesn't convert the point with that net ball and the shock receive. That's how difficult it is and how much it takes to win a point against Ma Long, who you have to imagine is incredibly well prepared for this match. Don't see Ma Long chopping too often. Very specialized skill.
Unlucky. News told me that they practiced top spinning low over the net for a month on the pre-games camp. And here it's the other way around. It's how I suspect Wadling Cup.
5-0, my goodness. I'm curious, Japanese women have practice partners from China for that match. Opponent Ma Long on the receive. This one gets. There we go. The spinning coming in. As deep on the table as can be. You know, we hear the sound sometimes of the bounce, like it might have caught a little bit of the back edge, but it looks
as well.
Risky shot on the counter, not an easy ball.
He's able to lean, almost contort his body to get in with, and still play with a lot of power. But Falk here just beat
table tennis, but right now he is the Swede in the lead. Well, I
for that. Well played.
This match will be watched for years and years. I hope that makes sense a decade from now. My comment, yours always. His elbow. That's 4 points in a row for Ma Long now. Taking advantage here of a just missing. Incredible recovery off the net. Ma Long really was this close to being 9-8 up. Almost burned. Apologizes there for the fortune a few shots back. Still the touch game, no panic from Ma Long. Mattias played that as well as you can possibly play it, Don.
He gave himself a chance to win the...
And now we've got 3 game points for Ma Long. There it is, 11-7, a slightly closer game, but the Dictator holds control, and we will be back for game number 3 of the... Players coming back to the table for game number 3. The Dictator up 2-0. Mattias Falck towels off the table for a clean and even bounce. The conversations just keep getting tougher. And according to Chinja Jien, Ma Long's personal coach, no one has ever come back from down 0-3 against Ma Long. This is a crucial game here for a potential turning point in the match, Don.
I thought Falk did well there, 5-1 down, I think he was. He then got 4-5 points, led halfway through it.
But with Liu Goliang back in CTTA in a big way. Oh man, that went on longer. Saying flash photography in the crowd can be quite distracting. Again, I think the most distracting thing is make Ma Long sweat, to put him under pressure, to get him nervous.
Heavy backspin on the Ma Long service there.
Now 3-1 from Mattias Falck. Good placement, long push comes out at the right time. Even still though, for Ma Long. Oh, murderous forehand. Don Mattias, he will adapt. That's what he does. Oh, surprise. Ma Long looks like he's going cross court and changes it up for the parallel. The level of focus right now from Mattias Falck, he's using the forehand whenever he can. Spin
the line with the short pimples. Take a few more chances, Mattias.
What a setup here. Wide off the table to the forehand and deep table.
Again, short pitch from the backhand side with his forehand. Thought there was.
He's playing so smart right now. This is what we see as Falck is trying to finish the rallies as quickly as he can.
And that was pretty quick.
Can't get much quicker than that on the receive.
Ball.
Tighter serve here on the reverse pendulum.
I could interpret that one.
Here. Sits up just enough. But by the time he got to it, Ma Long had 9-2. Still quite close here to the finish line. Don, I've seen 9-2 comebacks before.
Clearly back with Ma Long.
He got the hesitation in the push game there. He is so focused right now. 5 game points for the Swede in the lead. Oh, just missing. 4 game points left for Mattias Falck. Surprise flick, the placement. How can anyone know where that ball
went through very flat the way he angled his racket there, but that's it.
No timeout needed, 11-7. Mattias FALCK, for the first time in his career, has taken a game off of Ma Long, maybe the most important game of his life.
He did everything we spoke about there. He took the initiative whenever he could. He tried to smash the ball when he could with the short pimples. He spun with the reverse rubber. He ran round the backhand to smash with the pimples with his forehand from the backhand side. Caution to the wind, go for your shots.
This is probably the most support I've heard for Ma Long on the World Tour in my life. I think the fans know that they are needed right now. Good length. You could see the hesitation.
Slight hesitation from the world champ.
Now the placement here is tough. Mattias FALCK knows Ma Long drink his tea at.
That's it. Perfect.
Has gotten one on the scoreboard. Tying it up here, coming into the fifth with momentum and confidence. I mean, when Ma Long gets nervous, I think it's pretty much the only time I've ever seen
Swedish player that have been decisive. His touch has been excellent.
For me, that was one of the most impressive things. Some very strong, fast legs indeed. Non-stop right now. A freedom. It lifts a weight, and right now he's playing like he's got nothing to lose. Is from a tired person, but I don't believe that's what Jorgen Persson meant.
On a Euro Asia, got to know Jürgen very well.
Perfect placement again. Jorgen Persson. I think in your case, you probably had a lot more sound advice than I did. Still up by one, serve on his side. Needs to find that quality first attack. Wow, I thought he was done when this since 2015 and dictate. And he does right at the baseline. I mean, this is a fast. What a counter with the short pips. The ball comes in low, spinny, and deep. He's taking the risks, and that's what it's all about. He makes a high percentage of some very low handle.
If I'm Jürgen, I'm happy with that.
They'd want to keep the serve tight and keep the toss as low as possible. One thing that I love, Don, is that we're getting into the business end of the game.
Oh.
He had to do it. He
and
did
he had
it right.
a chance. He had a chance. To
no timeouts left. He's down 1-3. We'll see. The serve this game will have. Oh, the whole table was open. Just missed the back edge. Ma Long putting the...
Again on the replay, just look right. The push was a
FALCK looking to serve this one for deuce. Oh man, that is tough. I'm surprised. I mean, it looked like he might have had an opportunity for the backhand opening, but clearly he wanted that forehand. Ma Long getting the best there. Good play. FALCK trying to be the wind beneath his wings to will him back into this match. Had a good look at 9-7 in the last game, but under pressure, Ma Long successful. Wow. Fair enough, but he said I couldn't hear you. Sorry, just wanted you to know it wasn't intentional. Yellow card there for stalling, not coming back to the table after the minute in the corner. So a full plate here for Mattias FALCK.
But what an interesting reaction from FALCK. He apologized. Sorry.
Unbelievable, this man, as kind as they come.
And I really don't think at the end of that, no reason at all. The best in the world, possibly over the last 50 years during my time in the game.
Times in a row, looking for a third here and one game away.
Long fast push, a lot of backspin. What I find fascinating, he's go on to play well into the 30s. Be very interesting what happens to Ma Long.
Well, again, his challenge China and even dominate China for a period of time.
Still fighting, spinning.
Oh, there's the counter. There is smack it back. Short pips Mattias FALCK. Covers the middle there, gets low and leaning out in front. This is a very uncomfortable ball, but he succeeds. He
Focus on the next point. He doesn't appear to dwell on anything. Even the yellow card he got at the beginning of this game. Forgotten, it's gone. Let's focus on what's in front. And I think that's one of the characteristics.
1 point in the lead, Ma Long on the receive. This is tough. Interesting.
Ma Long saying it was a side.
Yeah, for me it was.
To an edge.
For me it was. Outside the table when he hit it. The ball went down as if it hit a wall.
Let's have a look. Yes. I'm
Awesome.
with you. What a great replay.
Man, that was probably the best replay I've ever seen to make something quite clear. Tough moment there.
And it's just been awesome.
He's had his couple break loosed on.
I just think it's 9-8 up when the timeout was called in that fourth game. A credit to himself, his family, and that backhand down the line. A little bit of... Can't see him coming back, but I've got everything crossed up here in the commentary box.
Go to game 7, and I know that a good percentage of the world, timeout call. You know, there are some people, you know, Waldner is my favorite player in history. He is the Mozart of table tennis. He was the most creative. He was spectacular to watch. But just by numbers and records and domination, there's not much of an argument with Ma Long's statistics. If he wins this tournament here, which he's quite close to doing, just missing the back edge again. Ma Long taking a giant risk here. And Ma Long takes it 3 in a row! Back to back to back! A turkey, a hat trick! This is the great night in history. Ma Long putting it in stone. The world can know that you have been watching somebody nearly superhuman on the
screen. It's the last 6 months from being...
He performed out here, but the Ma Long fan club have all their chips on.